Hello everyone, good morning. It's time to start the day. Grab your coffee, your favorite beverage, shine your light and light the way.
Good morning, everyone. What is the date today? It is July 15th. Oh my, why do I have sound over here? Hang on. That computer never has the sound turned up. What in the world? Anyways, it's July 15th, 2026. And it's time for Good Morning Coffee and Talk. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Lee. How are you? I'm so glad to hear that you're in your new home. That is awesome. Good morning, Barb. Mwah. Good morning. Oh, look at who's here. Amber's here and Charlotte's here. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, you guys. I am so glad that you're here today. I'm going to give you guys a forewarning before we get started, okay? As much as, good morning, Brenda. Good morning as much as I like all of our Good Morning Coffee and Talks to be uplifting and full of love and light and stuff that's going to lift us up. Today might not be one of those days. So I just wanted to give you kind of a warning in advance that if you need to leave because you just don't feel like hearing about it from me today, go right ahead. It's okay. I get it. Lee, I'm feeling a lot better. You know, the pain is like almost completely gone now. I mean, every now and then it feels like somebody's taking a pliers and pinching my butthole. I know that's not a pretty description, but it's the truth. That's how I feel sometimes. It's happening less and less and less and less and less. Like right now, I'm perfectly fine. I didn't take any Tylenol. I didn't take any kind of drugs of any kind, and I'm feeling okay. So this is a good thing. I am very glad that this is healing nicely. Yeah, but I've also been taking good care of myself. I haven't walked for a week because I thought, yeah, you know, maybe walking right now, maybe walking is why this, because I walked immediately after my last surgery. Okay. Like I was like, I'm not stopping the walking because I don't want to stop my weight loss. Okay. So I walked through maybe something I shouldn't have done. So this time I'm giving myself a break and I'm giving myself some time to heal. But yeah, and it's working. I'm feeling really good. I haven't gained any weight, which is great. So even though I'm not walking, I'm like watching what I'm eating. I'm eating very healthy. But now I'm discouraged. I'm discouraged by this parasite that is attacking our vegetables, that is on our vegetables and attacking us. And it's just like, oh, I got to cook everything. Well, I don't want to cook lettuce, you know? So that's been like really bothering me. Like, why is this happening? You know, so many people were predicting at the beginning of this year, myself included, that we were going to have food shortages this year. You know, I didn't know what that was going to look like. I didn't know how that was going to pan out. But, you know, the message that I got from Spirit, and so many of you got from Spirit, was, hey, prepare, have backup food, because something's happening, right? Between the droughts here in the Midwest, this parasite, and, you know, just the unrest that's happening all over the world, you can kind of see how this might be becoming a thing. So I'm going to highly recommend to everybody that you please get yourself some backup food. Have it ready to go, you know, because we just don't know what's coming. Hey, Teresa, good morning. You'll have to grow your own, which I'm doing. I've got a little thing started here. I'll show you guys. Look at. Well, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. I'm going to keep it close, but my sprouts are sprouting, you guys. My sprouts are sprouting. So there's going to be broccoli sprouts and red clover and uh, red kale and all kinds of yummy stuff going on in there. Woo! I got all kinds of plant lights. I have got so many plant lights. People probably think I've got something else going on in here, if you know what I'm saying. But I got lots of plant lights, so we're good. We are good on that. Yeah, you could cook your own microgreens, but you have to wait a bit, though. Yeah. It's not that terrible. They just get you some antibiotics right away. Don't wait if you get it. Yes. Well, that's true. That's true. It's a lot like, I feel like it's a lot like crypto. Okay, Barbara, I got to tell you, because you asked the question, how are my mushrooms doing? My mushrooms failed. I don't know what I did wrong. Everything was going so good. And then they petered out. So right now, all that nice mycelium that was growing in the bonopod is now out in my garden, feeding my, and strengthening my rhubarb, but it didn't turn out. I guess I'm not supposed to do mushrooms. Maybe that was a sign from spirit. You need to stay away from that. You really shouldn't do that. But now I'm doing microgreens, so yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm going to try all different kinds of stuff. Let's see. I'm still hiding in the shop. Have groceries to take in, but we are in a downpour, so going to relax out here and just listen. Oh yeah, you guys are getting a ton of rain down there. We're going to say a prayer for that later, because I don't, when you get a ton of rain in places where you don't normally get rain, that can be very frightening because it could turn into flash flooding so quickly. So we're definitely going to have, that's on my prayer list already. Yeah, so just enjoy listening to it. I enjoy listening to the rain too. It's one of my favorite sounds, actually. Sitting in the car, hearing it hit the metal roof and just that sound. I love that sound. I will try growing mushrooms again. Yes, I will. Fatima, good morning. Blessings, Rachel, and everyone. I will be here for a bit. Had to close my window and screen door. Took too much smoke. We'll go downstairs where it's nice and cool. Oh, yeah. Fatima, you're also on the prayer list. The Canadian fires and the fires going on in Minnesota right now that are also bringing smoke into my area. We've got the same thing going on. Not as bad as you got it, though, in Toronto. You guys got it much worse. But we do have the smoke in the air here, too. The sun was very red when it came up this morning. Like, shockingly red as it was rising up in the sky. But, yes, prayers for Fatima, for sure. Yeah, I definitely will try growing mushrooms again. I don't know when, but I will at some point. I'm wondering if I need to try to figure out what I did wrong, where I went wrong, so that I don't repeat the same mistake again. I don't know what it was. I don't know what happened. I might just try to grow them in a bag this time instead of in a monopod. Just let everything happen in the bag, and go from there. Something contaminated it. It got contaminated. So I had a lot of weird mold growing, and there are 185 fires in your province. Oh my gosh, and 85 are out of control. That is nuts. Are you kidding me? Wow. Holy cow. Oh my gosh. Hey, Katie, good morning. Sorry I'm late. I was rescuing a drowned bunny from a 5-gallon bucket of water from my roof. Oh no, it's okay. I would much rather you save the bunny. Always, when the choice is go to Dali's show or save the bunny, always save the bunny. Always, always, always. Good morning, Kelly. How are you, my sweet friend? It is good to see you. Ah, my friend Kelly's here. Barb says, Rachel, try sprouting mung beans. They are delicious and very good for you. I will get some mung beans. I like beans, period. Any kind of beans. Any kind of beans. I love beans. And everyone knows it because I'm very musical. Again with the I'm TMI. Oh my gosh, you guys. There's something wrong with me. All bunnies matter. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Teresa Ford. All bunnies matter. 100%. Oh, bunny. Oh, bunny. Kelly. Oh, Katie just sent me a photo of the bunny. Hang on, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Oh, look at this baby. Oh, no. Oh, look at this baby. Can you see? Oh, how can I tilt it so you guys can see it? Let me turn down the brightness. Hang on. Do, 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 do. Look at that baby. Oh my gosh. Oh, you saved its life. It's a jackrabbit. Yeah. Oh my. A jackrabbit. Oh.
I'm so sorry, Bunny. I'm so sorry. You get your wits about your baby. I'm not gonna hurt you.
How did it get in there? It must have been very thirsty. Oh, that poor baby bunny. Yeah, well, it's been so dry. Aw, yes. Thank you for saving the bunny. Yes, thank you for saving the bunny. I agree. Oh. Katie saved the bunny. I've been sleeping. Jackrabbit. Wow. Oh, Sonia's here, but she's in lurker mode. That's okay, Sonia. I know you're a busy lady. Busy lady. Watch veg and baking soda and cold water for a minute. 2 teaspoons per gallon. Oh, to clean the vegetables? See, now I'm getting conflicting reports, Leah. I'm hearing from some people that, oh yeah, baking soda, vinegar, all this stuff kills it. And then I'm hearing from other people, no, nothing kills it but cooking it. So it's this mix of information that's got me going, well, what exactly do I do? You know? So right now, I'm going to just cook everything because I had cryptosporidium. And I do not want anything like that again. It was awful. So if this is anything like that, it actually almost put Rick in the hospital. He got crypto so bad that he almost ended up in the hospital because he got so dehydrated. So I just don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Katie says, I think it got washed off the roof because how did the bunny get on the roof? He was in the bucket that I harvest water in from the roof. They were up there playing on the roof. How did they get on the roof? How does the bunny get on the... Oh my gosh. Bunnies are flying in Arizona, you guys. Bunnies can fly in Arizona, and I'm afraid of that. So if they're flying over the roof and you hear... The Wicked of the Witch of the West is coming, so be careful. That's crazy, Katie. How in the world? Teresa said, I watched a doc and this one needs cooked. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna just cook it all just to be sure, you know. Yeah, this one does that and it'll come back after a week if you don't get treated. Yeah, so if you feel yourself getting it, like someone else said in the chat here, you know, they do have an antibiotic for it. So I think that they're recommending that if you have 3 days worth of diarrhea, you should go in and get the course of go to your doctor, talk to your doctor and get the course of antibiotics. So Yeah, I'm so glad that Katie saved the bunny too. That's good news for today. That warmed my heart. Thank you for sharing that with us, Katie. The special, the special soaring bright winged jackrabbits in Tucson. Oh yeah, they be flying up in Tucson. Wow. And Teresa says yes, very treatable. Well, that's good. At least it's very treatable. But it makes me wonder. These kind of parasites and diseases and things that really attack the people who've got like immunity problems to begin with. I can't help but feel like, is this population control? Are we in the middle of population control? So please, everybody, just take it seriously, especially if you have a compromised immunity. Take these things very seriously and cook your vegetables nice and well so that you don't get sick. Katie says, if the legs aren't working in the back end, if that doesn't get better, I have a pet jackrabbit. Yeah, well, hopefully it'll be okay. Maybe the veil was thin. Oh, well, the veil is thin right now. It is absolutely thin. And, they were talking a little bit about, Annie was talking a little bit about it in her meditation this morning that she didn't sleep well last night. And other people were chiming in that they didn't sleep well last night. And I'm one of the people who didn't sleep well last night. I think I probably got a total of 2 hours of sleep. It was very broken up. And I kept getting downloads all night long, and I feel like it's the new moon energy. I feel like I've grown to a place in my spiritual life where I'm very sensitive to the moon now. I think I've always been a little sensitive, but now I'm really sensitive. So hugs to everyone, Kelly says. Hugs to everyone back. Big tackle hugs. I'm coming to get you. But yeah, I wanted to talk about actually one of my downloads this morning. But before I do, I want to read an affirminator because we need to be affirmed. Let's affirm today. Affirminator. Today's affirminator is strength. Let me bring it out. Strength. You are hereby declared a strong, resilient warrior of heroic proportions. Enjoy your battles, whatever they are, because you're guaranteed to come through them stronger, brighter, and more compassionate. And based on what I know of mythology, probably with great hair and a six-pack. Wow, all right, that sounds good. So the next time you see me, I'm going to have long, flowing gray hair, and I'm going to be ripped. Because I am definitely going through something right now, let me tell you. I am for sure. As are every one of you. Because our world is crazy right now. But we still have hope, and we still need to hang on to our hope. I don't want to promote doom, gloom, despair, fear, or any of those things. But there are some things that we do need to look at. And like I said, Spirit was talking to me last night, and first thing this morning after I did my little meditation, I started looking into what Spirit told me, only to find out that it was 100% true. And before I get started with that, I got 2 new kids guides. We got the kids guide to fishing, and we got the kids guide to hunting. Oh, that's not it. The kids guide to hunting. So fishing and hunting were the topics for this month. So what do you think we're being told with this? Getting kids acclimated to the idea of fishing for your food and hunting for your food. There's nothing wrong with fishing and hunting. It's actually, given the fact that we don't have enough natural predators in our areas to cull the deer populations and some of the bird populations, hunting is important for the survival of the species. Okay, especially when it's the maybe the older, the less strong animals that are being culled in the hunting process. Okay, so I'm not against hunting. But the fact that this came out now, I find very interesting. Very interesting. And you hit it on the head. Self-sufficiency. Yes. Katie says, sure, it's election season, so now they're putting out more propaganda children books out. I can't believe someone said so to you. I know. For over a year. For over a year, almost going on 2 years, these have been coming to me. And I don't know from who. But they're still coming. They're still coming. But yeah, the self-sufficiency thing is exactly what I was thinking too. That we're going to have to fend for ourselves, that we are going to have to understand how to hunt. I mean, acclimating children towards hunting is a very specific kind of propaganda. You know, don't you agree? And this is happening. These came out right before all this started with this parasite. You know? Lee said, I would never establish fish in the state waters, rather have my own fish farm. And, you know, I think that is, yeah, the DNR says no. Yeah. There's a lot of people who do hydroponics who put different breeds like tilapia and carp into their water sources for their hydroponics, so that the fish poop makes fertilizer for the plants, and then in turn they can also eat the fish. You know, there are people who do that. But yeah, I used to fish the Guadalupe since I moved here, and my kids were in diapers. Long drought now, flood wiping out fish. Oh, yeah. I get it also to eliminate separation, working together, helping one another. You grow spoke, I grow oranges, we share, etc. Right. I believe in the barter system, and I do believe that, you know, if we can, I mean, we're almost a little too late for this year already, but I think it's important that we do try to establish like community sharing of food in our neighborhoods. You know, grow what you can, share what you got, you know, which we do with our rhubarb. I mean, there's a constant train of people coming over on the weekends to get rhubarb out of our garden. And we are perfectly okay with that, because they leave us zucchinis, and they leave us cucumbers, and they leave us tomatoes. And this happens all summer long. And we have this reciprocating, like rotating, come get some of ours, take some of what we got, bring some of what you got, you know, and we do this, you know, and our community here in my neighborhood, we're good at that. And the whole world is going to need to get good at that, because we are not going to be able to rely on mass produced foods as much as we have in the past. Okay. And something to remember, you guys, too, with all this stuff that we really shouldn't be eating without cooking right now, maybe it would be best if you stay away from fast food, because every single fast food place gets their lettuces and their vegetables prepackaged. And it's those prepackaged vegetables that seem to be the culprits. That's why, like in places like Michigan, you're hearing about how a lot of these outbreaks happened at a Taco Bell. Okay, it's because of the prepackaged foods. Teresa says, I once watched a YouTube where people raise ducks above a pool, and threw duckweed in the water for the ducks to eat. Oh, and then they ate the duck eggs. Oh, that's smart. Katie says aquaponics is using the water from living fish. Yes. Apples, etc. Traded, sharing, no dependency on structured, unhealthy products. Yes. 100%, man. 100%. Let's see. Going down. I'm sorry. I lost my place here. The lack would be eliminated if we teach the children now. I am not against teaching children about hunting or fishing. And like I said, I do believe that they are important I think they're important skills to know, period. I'm also a firm believer that every child in America should go through gun safety courses. And I know that that's a little controversial, especially in the world of liberalism. But I really, truly think that every child should know exactly what a firearm can do when fired. I think you get a much more commanding respect when you understand the damage, the true damage that can be caused by a firearm, instead of the video game damage where the person that you shoot just reses again and everything's fine. You see what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion, and I don't want to get into a fight over it. Fast food is garbage. I agree with you. Fast food is garbage. We really shouldn't be eating it anyways. At least Ellie and I will have lots of sprouts. We can live off of these this winter if we have to. That's right, Katie. Before you came on, I was showing them my little sprouts because they're starting to sprout now. That is a thing too, and Katie can talk about this strongly. It's hard. I've gardened my whole life, and crazy weather changes keep you on your toes. Yes, it has made it difficult to garden. Yes, it has, especially in the Southwest, where you guys are. It's been rough. Yeah, and they're not washing their hands after touching the veg. Yeah. 85% of the stuff in stores is bad, 100%. All the prepackaged stuff is garbage. In Connecticut, they're trying to blame it on Taco Bell, well, who knows? Aren't there Taco Bells globally? Are there any other countries having issues, or just in the U.S.? Well, it depends where they're sourcing their prepackaged vegetables from. It could be that in places around the world, they're sourcing their vegetables more locally, and they don't have the problem. We source our own stuff from here and from Mexico. So our problem lies in our area. And truly, I think that because this particular parasite is common in human feces, or as the result of human feces, it makes me wonder just how much malorganite is being used as fertilizer across our country and down in Mexico, and whether or not that malorganite is, because malorganite is human feces made into fertilizer, okay, wondering if that isn't part of the problem. I don't know that for sure. I'm sure they're doing government studies on it, but it definitely got me thinking. Lee, scratch your ass cooking. Wash hands after scratching. Yes, please. Noodles are easy to make. Yes, they are. I have made noodles and I have made ravioli, and they are wonderful. The last place I rented had great property, trapped hogs, and had a deer stand, one or two here, and kept the freezer full all year. Yeah, and that's important. It's important that we do cull the herds. I mean, allowing a whole bunch of animals to run around happy-go-lucky without any kind of predators to help cull the herds will make for a giant sick herd eventually. Then the whole herd gets tainted by something like chronic wasting disease, or insane deer syndrome, or whatever it was called. I don't remember. Funny how it was done centuries ago, living off the land and not a grocery store. That's right. That's right. And you notice too that like back in the day, where people congregated was in areas where that could be a thing, where growing your own was just what you did. All these German immigrants, my family that came over from Germany and from Poland, the people who came over from Germany came here because of the great growing opportunities, the great farming opportunities. And my family that came over from Poland came here because of the great fishing opportunities in Lake Michigan. That's how people were. They were like, this is where the food can be made. This is where the food can be found. This is where the food can be hunted. This is where we're going to live. But we've gotten away from that. We've gotten away from that. We've gotten away from living in places where you can have an acre of land and have enough food for your family. Now we're all like tightly bound in little cities like I got a yard this big. I don't even have enough room on my property to grow enough food to be able to sustain my family. Even if I turned every square inch of my property into farmland and went up and elevated how I grew things, I still don't have enough room here on my property to feed my family for a year. You need at least an acre per person in order to feed yourself for a year, to grow enough vegetables. And people don't know this. But we can supplement and we can share and we can do what we can for our communities and make the burden a little less heavy. Make what we do need to buy from a store a lot less. And that would be amazing. Yeah, a reset for sure. All creatures and souls choose their form and death, so don't trip. Just honor and utilize everything. Yeah. Robert Burke, good morning. Well, to see the problem, we need to look into the water. Yeah, that's for sure. Simple life. I agree, but I'm from Oregon. I think people raised in the States with more rural areas have a different feeling about guns. Yes, that is very true. Yes, that is very true. It's good to see you, Robert. You can get a water test kit at your local hardware store. Oh, there you go. Hate to be nasty, but we all caught all that in Iraq from eating local food. We were embedded and had to form relationships with locals. Poop on food, no joke. Hate to be nasty, but we caught all that in Iraq from eating local food. We were embedded and had to form relationships with the locals. Poop on food, no joke. Oh my gosh. Blech. Katie says, I've been fighting all the rabbits all season, but so far, seeing that rabbit in the bucket was with only its head out of water, it broke my heart. Oh, Katie. Your heart is so sweet. Your heart is so sweet. Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. Yeah, the septic and porta potty businesses dry and sell sludge as powder to farms. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. First of prepackaged plastic right there. Insane, plus much fruit and veggies is coming from out of the country. So much nasty stuff on it. Not to mention, could have been planned. Never know. Fear. Well, I think that a lot of it is pre-planned. I do, and I'm not trying to fearmonger here, but I do think that. Well, here, let me tell you about my download, you guys. So if I'm going to miss a bunch of your comments for a moment here, and I want to apologize for that. Well, Sally's here. Good morning, Sal. How are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm going to miss a bunch of comments right now. Please forgive me for that, but I need to tell you guys about this download that I got last night. So last night at 3:33 in the morning, Spirit said to me, look into Project 2025 again. See where they're at. And this just came out of the blue. It was directly from Spirit, who wanted me to talk to you guys about this today. And that's where I was like, yeah, if you guys don't want to listen today, I totally understand, but I need to get this out. Okay. So I have looked at this morning to see where they are in their agenda. When they initially started, okay, there was 532 directives in Project 2025. 532. These were recommendations of action that they wanted to see implemented during the dump administration. As of right now, 283 of the 532 recommended actions are in place. So that is 53% of Project 2025's agenda has been implemented. So more than half. More than half. Good morning, Jules. It's good to see you. How are you today, my friend? So this really, for me, if there is something that is a little frightening to me, it is this. It is that this Project 2025 is rolling along. It's steamrolling and nobody is stopping it. Nobody's questioning it. Nobody's looking at what's being done here. And what's happening is they are gutting America's system of checks and balances. The thing about our Constitution, the thing about our republic that makes us so great is that we have these checks and balances in place so that a dictatorship can't arise to the surface. But those checks and balances have been eliminated. So what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about this? We are full blown on our way towards a Nazi-like fascism, and the parallels between the two are so staggeringly blatant that I cannot understand. I cannot understand how people can possibly be behind this regime right now. It doesn't make sense to me. Did you know that in Project 2025, which I want to remind you, went public 2 years before Dump was even elected, okay? It was online. Did you know that in that document, Iran and starting a war with Iran is mentioned 50 times? 50 times! Oh, so all of this, this whole war is a construct. They were telling us about this before it even began. They told us they were going to do this. And did you also know that there's been a 40% spending increase in the military budget? And the vast majority of the funding for this 40% increase was gained through a 10% decrease in social services. So our seniors, our disabled people, our people who are unemployed and who rely on social services for medical needs and for everything, like Chrissy's in between things right now. Thank goodness she was able to get on Badger Care. Thank goodness I live in a state where the governor hasn't taken that away from us yet. Okay. But there are so many states that have completely gutted their social services when it comes to medical needs for people who are down on their luck. It's blowing my mind that they're using that money instead of helping Americans. I mean, when he was running, wasn't he saying things like, we got to do for our own. We have to take care of our own people. We can't be taking care of things happening in Europe and those people in Europe and stuff. We got to take care of our own. And instead, he has completely ripped away these things that could be helping people. I mean, Katie is one person who has talked to me about things that she's services that she no longer has, that she had life-saving services to build up this military, which is for a war that is based on a lie, for a war that is based on controlling the distribution of oil all over the world. All right, I'm going to go back and read some of these things. They are targeting the LGBTQ community. Yes, they are. Among others. Yep. It can't sustain itself because they're targeting everyone that is not an old white man. Yeah, for sure. They've become so mentally incompetent during COVID, most people just nod at their heads now. That is for sure. Vote with their eyes wide open and then move to Canada. I hope Fatima's got room in her house because that's where I'm going. Because she can cook. They are having a hard time too, sadly. Yeah. I've been kind of stuck. I've been kind of sick through June, planning to move within the year. You're moving? Oh my gosh. Are you moving to Canada? Check your Canadian status by descent. Yes, I know a disabled person that received food help and was cut from 75 to 50. Yes. Yeah, Katie lost hers altogether. She lost hers altogether. She is an unemployed, disabled senior citizen who has no source of income whatsoever, and they cut her benefits. Her $23 a month that she was getting, or 22 or whatever it was, they completely cut that out. That pisses me off. Something fierce. Butterfly Readings is here. Hello. Yes, we have missed you, Sally. Very much. Despite all my rage, I'm still a rat in the cage. Yes, for sure. It was all a sham. Yep. Let's see. Jill says those numbers chat my hide social services are at below poverty already, and now I am retired. I pray daily for all of this to flip. Yeah, me too. But the problem is, and this is something that Spirit brought to my attention last night as well, is that one of the ideas with Project 2025 was to use the Schedule F, elimination of people working in government right now, using Schedule F to just clear the slate so that Project 2025 could put in their indoctrinated, fully trained individuals into those positions, which is what they've done. Okay, so right now, it almost doesn't matter who's in the White House anymore, because the people who needed to be put into place have been put into place. And that's where we need to focus our time and energy, is in exposing what they did behind the scenes while we were all distracted with like the Jeffrey Epstein files and with this war in Iran and all the stuff that's happening in the Ukraine. While we're all looking over here, they were over here infiltrating. And I'm really not sure what can be done about this now, unfortunately, but that is like something that when we are praying for our country, we need to pray that these things get exposed and that this system that they're building from the inside out gets dismantled. Or that we elect a president who is not fearful and who will do the right thing and get rid of these people and bring back the people who were originally in those jobs and give them their jobs back. I would love to see that. That would be the best punch in the face that anyone could give them. And I don't promote harm, and I don't promote fear, and I don't promote mistrust, but we do need to talk about these things, and we do need to become active with this, and we need to educate ourselves on what is actually going on, and we need to devise a plan to fight this. Talking about it is great, but where's the action in this, and what can we do? And this is something that we need to start discussing with our representatives, because and voting out people who aren't willing to look at this, and do something about it. Yeah, Katie says, I no longer get my SNAP. Yep. Ugh, that's just nuts. Oh, you've applied for your Canadian citizenship certificate. Oh, good for you, Sally. Good for you. I'll pray about that too, that you get it quickly. I think it's also a stronghold. So when things switch over to digital tracking, etc., so many will be in need. They will do it to get benefits for their families and children. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have any kids. Honestly, I think I would be scared to death right now. I would. I'm sure they have to use shorts to shrink people's attention span too. Well, yes, there's been a systematic dumbing down of the American people for the last 30 years. I mean, if you're my age or older, and you went into a classroom right now in high school and listened to what they're teaching for history, what they're teaching for science, what they're teaching for math, what they're teaching for English, what their English lit reading list is, you would be shocked. It was shocking to me when Amanda was in school, and she's been out of school for a while. She's 35. She graduated when she was 18. And it was shocking back then to me to see what she was being asked to do and what they were not teaching her. It blew my mind. Somebody made a point the other day that made me go, yeah, you're right. And that is, we are on a path right now to become a fully illiterate society. They've already taken away cursive, writing in cursive, right? Right now, if you're in high school, you print in big, black, all capital letters anything that you need to turn into a teacher so they can read it. But with everything switching away from the written word, something scary that I heard about was how many colleges across America are getting rid of their libraries or shrinking them down to almost nothing. Why? Because nobody's reading anymore. All of these young people are not reading. That in and of itself scares me. The idea for me of not being able to dive into a book and get this beautiful world out of somebody's imagination that I get to play with as I read through the books, that makes me so sad that these kids are not being shown the amazingness of what authors can do. Instead, they're getting all of their instruction via video. They're getting all their information via video. They are not reading. Illiteracy is the easiest way to control a population, and it's being done right now. I'm just saying. Katie says this is the first time, or this is the second time in her life that she wanted to run away to Canada. She lived through Nixon, too. Mm-hmm. Jill says, I was a social worker for 20 years. Everybody find your food banks, churches, friends, receive willingly gifts, organic farms, people that trade, whatever it is that you've got to trade. Yes, girl. Amen. Amber says, I pray that those struggling find ways to heal their bodies without being dependent on medication long term. That was exactly the whole reason behind me going on this weight loss journey in the first place, was to get off as many medications as I absolutely can. Just for that reason. Sally says, hi, Jules. And yes, on citizenship, I was high for months. I'm waiting on acknowledgement of receipt, which they send out to indicate the application is complete. Oh, we're going to pray on that for sure. It is called a application, or acknowledgement of receipt. Let me write that down. Acknowledgement of receipt for Sally. So I'll be praying about that all week. So many local gardeners, etc., share their excess, use it, find out, or it goes bad. Right. And freeganism, too. Practice freeganism. Practice pulling things out of the garbage if you see them. So much stuff is just thrown away. Interesting, though, Teresa, on the shorts. Yeah. Dog and cat videos. Yeah, I hope it comes through soon, too. I wonder when the smoke from Canada and all the other places will get to the East Coast. We had it last year also. Yeah, it's here now in Milwaukee, in Wisconsin, in the Midwest. Right by Lake Michigan here. Lake Michigan acts as a open wind tunnel to bring things down from Canada. Because it's wide open and it's big. It's big. You can't see across Lake Michigan. It's giant, like an ocean. Say, homeschooling them. They make the A's, but then what? Pay out of the butt for college. That is just as bad. I'm in a college again now, and it's a sham. Yeah. They're also putting books online, Dali. Yes, they are. But and there are many of us who are reading books online. I do, and I know in the colleges a lot of them do. But the fact, there is something very different that happens to your brain when you have light projected at your eyes, like from a computer screen, a phone screen, a TV. When light is projected into your eyes, it does something to you. It has a strange effect on you, almost like a hypnotic effect on you. When you read something off of a page where the light is reflected into your eyes, it has a very different effect on you. It causes you to critically think. And critical thinking is exactly what they're trying to eliminate. And that makes me nuts. Girl. Right? They're even stealing kids' imagination. Yes, they are. We're going to tell you how to play. We don't invent things. Don't use your beautiful creative brain to entertain yourself. No, we'll do it for you. And we'll indoctrinate you as we're doing it. Oh, for sure. And you are spot on about this, Shar. It's all AI. One day teachers will AI also. Yes, ma'am, you are correct. My GI Bill has a book stipend. They don't do books anymore. I pay out of pocket to buy the books. It's all internet, and even the textbooks, I can't stare at a screen all day. Right. And you shouldn't have to, and that's not good for you, and it does something to your brain. Kelly says, thankfully, my children got a better education than I did. They are extremely well educated. That is awesome. And there still are really good schools out there and really good teachers and curriculums that are meant to mold minds, but also excite the mind, and so that people are creative and think outside the box. That still does exist. We need to protect that. It's important. Oh. Robert says, and that's why Liberty reads 30 minutes to an hour a day, and she is learning cursive. It is like Pig Latin of our generation, right? Right? That's exactly right. People who know how to write in cursive will have some magical script that these young people won't be able to read unless they're Libby. Libby will know. She's going to know what's going on, but your kid is brilliant. She is brilliant. Katie says, if you can't write in cursive, how do you sign your name? It's been broken down to that kind of basics, you guys. Yeah, well, they're printing their names. Ask Chrissy, who spent 3 years working in a bank, just how many young people came in and printed their names on their checks. First time it happened, she questioned it. She went to her manager and she's like, is this okay? Oh, yeah, as long as they put their name. They're not teaching them cursive anymore. So this is what we got to expect. Unbelievable. The other Barb's here. Hello, Barb. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going very slow today. Oh my gosh. It's 10:58. What? I don't have a dire view of education, especially in the states like Massachusetts. I don't have such a dire view of education, especially in the United States like Massachusetts. Yeah, some places are better than others. That is for sure. But I can tell you here in Milwaukee, it's horrible. It's horrible what I'm seeing. And I've been seeing, things from all over the country where this systematic dumbing down is taking place. So it is a real thing, you guys. Joel says, my parents were avid readers. It's bulky, but we have quite the library. Yeah, me too. Me too. All right, we're almost to the end here. I want to say some prayers before we get done here. I want to say a prayer for Sarah Boyles. I know that some of you know her. I don't know exactly what's going on with her housing situation, but she's supposed to be out of her apartment at midnight tonight, and she does not have a new place to live, nor does she have all of her packing done. And it sounds like she really needs help, but there's nobody to help her, and she's in a spot. So I am going to bring down some beautiful white healing light for her, and I'm going to send it out to her because I want her to be safe. I'm really hoping that she can just stay where she's at. And that's what I'm visualizing. I'm visualizing them coming to her door and saying, you don't have to move tonight. So I'm praying for Sarah, praying. I'm also praying, Shar, I know you were mentioning about, that you need prayers for your family. So I'm sending out prayers to you too, my friend, for your family, for your current situation. You know what it is. And so does Spirit. So prayers out to you as well, and for you, for Fatima and all those fires that are in Canada, and for anyone who's being affected by fires all over our country, all over Canada, all over the world, that these fires will get extinguished, that these fires will stop, the smoke will clear, and we will all be okay. I am sending out a prayer for Texas. There's been lots of tornadoes down there, flooding, all kinds of stuff going down there, and praying that the weather just moves away, leaves Texas alone so that they don't experience any more dramatic weather. And we are praying for our friend Sally. that she gets that acknowledgement of receipt. Yes, Canada, send it off. Let's get this to her so that she can breathe easily, knowing that she'll be accepted into a place where she can be herself. Sending that out too. All right, come on, Canada, let's go. All right. I love you guys. So I'm sorry if I was a little bit more not as raise your vibes, high vibe thing, but this is something I really needed to talk about. And from what everybody was talking, I feel like this was a good conversation to have. So I appreciate your patience through that. And please know that I love you guys, and we do not need to be afraid. We do not. I choose love over fear. I do. I choose love over fear. So let's all choose love over fear. And just do what needs to be done to take back our country and to make this place our own again. Okay? And not this crazy regimes. Okay? So, anyways, I love you guys. I hope you all have a great day. Tonight, Katie is doing Craft Club. If you are interested in Craft Club, Katie, if you want to throw your email in there, you can talk to Katie. It's on Zoom. We're doing a little project tonight where we're going to be tracing our hands and putting in one hand things we'd like to release from our lives, and on the other hand, things we'd like to bring into our lives, and painting them and making pretty and just having a pretty conversation too. So if you're interested in that, please email Katie Moonchild at Katie Moonchild's World there, and she will get you involved with us. It's on Zoom. It's not recorded. It's a nice, safe place. Okay. Also Friday, Sonia from Coffee Chat Oracle, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. She has her show, and her show is always love and light and help, because she has the heart of a servant. She has the heart of someone who just wants to help other people. So she's amazing and beautiful and gentle. So, and tomorrow morning, if you're up at 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I do 5-minute silent meditations. So come on in, start off your morning gently, bring your water, and we'll meditate together as a community. Okay? All right. I love you guys. Have a great day. Mwah. You take care, and thanks again for coming, you guys. I love you guys so much you don't even know.
Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all next time. You all rock. Dolly loves you. Dance around the room. It's time to go. Why are you still here? Dolly needs a sandwich and a nap. I'll see you next time. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Thank you for coming to my show. I'll see you all